This video will serve as a general guide for the Pipeline board game. This video will assume that you are familiar with the rules of the game and will focus more on general strategy. In Pipeline, we start off with a meager $40 and need to make as much money as possible. Use your money to buy pipes and oil, then refine your oil and sell back at a higher price to buy more of everything. We want to be more money efficient early in the game when we have limited ways of immediately getting more money. As the game progresses, and we don't have to worry too much about money, we transition to becoming more action efficient, meaning we want to do as much in a turn as the game allows us to. As we build up our oil refining machine, we'll have multiple pipes that are long enough to refine crude oil straight to medium or high grade, and the machines to automatically run those pipes. Fulfilling orders and contracts also do not take actions, so near the end of the game you are focusing more on managing your space and trying to buy up and push through as much oil as possible. So how do we go from a small amount of cash to refining tons of oil? We can first examine each of the actions and the benefits for each one. Government pipes. This is the cheapest option to buy pipes, as the first 2 pipes cost $5 each. If you buy a third pipe, it costs $10, a fourth $15, and a fifth $20. This is an easy way to see how you can choose to be more money efficient or action efficient. If you buy 4 pipes by visiting government pipes twice over 2 turns, you can get 4 pipes for $20 as opposed to $35 for 4 pipes using 1 action. Pipes in general don't have to fit exactly. When purchasing them, just make sure the long pieces are the same color. As you get more pipes and try to fit new ones in, it might make sense to get pipes that fit together along multiple sides of the piece. Refined markets. The markets are pretty straightforward. These are places that you buy and sell oil. Each refined market sells one type of oil at a high price, one at a slightly lesser price, and lets you buy the third type of oil. When you decide what color oil to refine in the beginning of the game, note which color you can buy in the same action, since buying pipes for the secondary color ahead of time might let you take a more efficient turn. Note that the cheapest color of oil to buy is the blue oil in Refined Market 1 and the orange colored oil in the Crude Market. Silver oil is the medium value in the Crude Market and Refined Market 2. Keep in mind that you can also buy the refined oil that you or other players sell. This might be a quick way to fulfill a contract or order if you are pressed for time. Crude Market. The advantage of going to the Crude Market is that you can purchase any type of oil. This comes in handy, especially if you are aiming for a contract or order with multiple oil types. Contracts and loans. Contracts are advantageous because they let you sell oil without taking an action. They sell for less than orders, but you can sell individual cubes of oil instead of all at once like an order. Contracts are good to take in the early game since many openings also involve taking a loan. A loan gives you a little more cash to supplement the starting $40. I would recommend only getting 1 or 2 loans at most during a game. Tanks and pipes. Pretty straightforward. You need tanks to store more oil. The number of tanks you need is situational, but 2 to 3 tanks per grade of oil is normal. I would recommend to try buying pipes in addition to buying tanks every time you visit this action. Machines and pipes. Machines are useful because they let you become more action efficient. Instead of taking an action to run your pipes, you can automatically do it for $15. I would always recommend getting a machine at some point in the game. You are allowed to get pipes here as well, although machines are a little more expensive, so you might not be able to make both purchases when you visit this shop for the first time. Because machines cut your pipes when placed, it's a good idea to have the additional pipes immediately to fill in any length of pipe that needs it, so plan ahead. Also remember that you can't run pipes that are attached to machines, so make sure you have enough money each turn. Upgrades. Upgrades are somewhat expensive up front, but they usually pay for themselves in the long run and allow you to become more efficient in some way. For instance, the shop's upgrade gives you tanks automatically, so you don't need to spend an action to visit tanks and pipes. Keep in mind that you can purchase 2 upgrades for 1 action. This can be expensive in year 1, but a good way to invest in long-term returns. Since the upgrades are blocked once you visit them, realistically, you would only be able to get 1 Tier 3 upgrade, unless you are buying 2 upgrades at the same time every time you visit the upgrades action. It's in your opponent's best interest to block you from gaining your upgrades, so manipulating turn order is important, so you go first at the beginning of the 2nd and 3rd year. Let's take a look at each of the upgrades. Refined markets. Having access to all refined markets and ignoring color essentially gives you an upgraded version of fulfilling an order, since you also get $5 more from selling. This is also a good way to block other players from selling their preferred color of oil. You can theoretically buy the oil at the refined market and sell it back for a $5 profit if you really wanted to do that. Human resources. I think human resources is only worth the Tier 1 upgrade. The only reason you would want the Tier 2 or Tier 3 is to visit an additional main action or run your pipes with your second action. It gives you the ultimate flexibility, but I think the other upgrade options give you more long-term profit. Machines. This is a great upgrade path. You run your machines for $5, and at Tier 3, you can run them twice for $10, which is actually kind of insane. This gives you more flexibility to get more machines with shorter pipes, meaning you have the potential to refine huge amounts of oil every turn. I would highly recommend this upgrade. Shops. The shops upgrade is a cost-effective way of getting tanks and machines without having to visit the tanks or machine actions. The Tier 1 upgrade pays for itself over the course of the game. The Tier 2 saves you $10 and the Tier 3 saves you $25. I would recommend this upgrade more as a way to be action efficient, meaning you should buy this as a second upgrade option when visiting the upgrade action. Government. Pipes are an essential infrastructure, so this is always a good option when you have the opportunity. This also allows you to bypass the spatial restrictions of only being able to buy pipes next to where you place your meeple on the board. One of the better upgrade options to focus on. Engineering. This is a great way to make your pipes more efficient. Getting this upgrade is almost like an alternative to needing to buy more pipes so you can focus your actions elsewhere. I think this upgrade is better as a second option to something that gives you more material, like the government or shops upgrade, but I think it could work as your primary upgrade path. Contracts and orders. The first upgrade is a good way to be more action efficient in the first year. The ability to fulfill orders twice is actually super strong as well, since you take the order tile when you fulfill it the first time. The second time you fulfill it, you don't have to worry about another player swooping in and taking it from you. The Tier 2 upgrade selling at $10 more is also amazing, since you can fulfill an order twice in a year. You can buy up all of the refined oil other players sell at the refined markets and sell it at a profit for your orders. The Tier 3 is situational. The reason you would want to take an order as a contract is if some other player has the potential to take the order before you, or if you need to sell your oil individually for the higher price. It can be good, but it would take an action to visit the contracts and loans space to take the order, and if you have this Tier 3 upgrade, it means it's already your 3 and your actions are super valuable. Additional game mechanics. Taking 2 actions. The game mechanics allow you to take a secondary action at the cost of $10. In most cases, this means you can visit one of the markets to buy and sell oil in addition to whatever action you take with your first action. With careful planning, you can potentially do a ton of stuff in a single turn. Manipulating turn order. Because some things refresh or open at the beginning of a new year, such as upgrades or government pipes, it's good to position yourself so you go last at the last turn of the year, then take an action that lets you switch turn order and place yourself first so you go first on the first turn of the new year. This is also good if you realize you are racing an opponent to complete an order, or if there is a limited supply of tanks or machines. running pipes. When you run your pipes, remember that it matters where you place your meeple. Try to run as many pipes as possible if you are taking this action during your turn. Now that we know what the actions do and why we would want to do them, we need to identify which color oil you want to go for first in the beginning of the game. This is usually dictated by the oil that has the least number of pipes required to refine to low grade. I also look at the available orders and the valuations. There's no absolute right answer, since the game allows for different strategies and the game encourages you to have pipes of all three color types due to scarcity and order and contract composition. If you're going last, you might be stuck getting an oil color that needs 5 or 6 pipe lengths. This might require you to spend extra cash early on, getting more pipes, or buying the engineering upgrade. Blue or orange will probably be taken first because they are the cheapest options to buy. You can also make decisions based on which refined market is paired with upgrades, since this is a place you can potentially take an early 2-action turn after buying the human resource upgrade. Additionally, the available government pipes can make a difference for early turns. If you aren't going first, it's good to mentally have a few openings in mind based on what the other players do. With all these openings, the strategy is generally the same. Get some pipes, get some oil, sell the oil somehow, rinse and repeat. At some point, you definitely want to get a machine and an upgrade or two, depending on what's available or sounds fun to try. I would recommend getting 1 or 2 contracts maximum, since you want to be selling most of your oil in the refined markets or fulfilling orders for larger amounts of money. Here are some potential openings. A standard opening would be to get 3 government pipes, get some oil, run the pipes, and then sell to a refined market. You could also spend most of your money getting 4 government pipes, go to contracts and loans to get a contract and a loan, get some oil, and then run the pipes and sell those to either refined market or fulfill your contract. You can also get 2 government pipes, buy tanks and pipes, then contracts and loans, and then buy oil. You could also go to upgrades, get a human resources upgrade, buy oil immediately at the paired market, then go to contracts and loans and government pipes. Another interesting opening would be go straight to upgrades and get 2 upgrades for $40. These 2 upgrades could be the government pipes upgrade and tanks upgrade, which gives you the material needed to get oil and refine them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.